What's up and welcome back, y'all. So let's go back into Dishonored. Okay, so Sokolov paintings, outsider shrines, bone charms, and runes. Plus money. The Hound Pit's pub. Hidden allies. Hidden in an old bar on the river, your new allies have plans to share with you. Meet with the Loyalists' inner circle to learn what they've got in mind. On the river. Is this like Venice? Ooh, that's cool.
This is the Hound Pit's pub, closed for business after the district marked off as dead from the plague. We're right under the Lord Regent's nose, and he don't know a thing. Of course, if anyone finds out what we're up to, the Watch will break in with swords drawn. And now that you've escaped, the Lord Regent's going to be tearing the city apart. Take you up to meet Admiral Havelock and the rest of the Loyalists. The Admiral's a man to be reckoned with.
I'm gonna have to jump from there later.
That missing girl,
I guarantee it.
And clear your name. He can. I expect they're hard at work in there. Let's join them. They'll help you get whoever will kill the Empress.
Okay, you do you. What is this? That's money. Oh, I'm being eaten. You little turd. Man, they got stuff hidden everywhere. At the Academy of Natural Philosophy, they speak of the Pandesian continent as a place of wonder, where all of life has entwined and blossomed across aeons, producing a vibrant ecology unrivaled in the civilized world. The overseers from the Abbey of the Everyman, by contrast, talk of horror and heresies, of cults of submen engaged in brutal, perverse rituals. The few who have traveled to the far continent and come back to the Isles, those who have actually touched the soil there, have returned with notes that describe vast deserts, deep jungles, and outlandish creatures that defy belief. Only in a generation of great effort is mounted to build a colony there, in hopes of this someday growing into a port city to rival Dunwall itself. But to date, these attempts have all ended in madness and failure. Awesome.
I'm sure the Admiral was anxious to meet you. It wasn't easy getting you here.
So it's starting at last, Admiral. We found our man. Even after 6 months in Coldridge Prison, he slipped out like it was nothing.
Yes, not surprising. He was the personal bodyguard of the Empress. You've heard the stories.
Yes, I have. It still amazes me that someone could get to the Empress and young Lady Emily.
No one knows the real story, Trevor. We all have our suspicions. We'll know the truth in time.
He's strong and quick. But I hope he understands subtlety as well.
This isn't one of your fancy dress parties. The reality is that we need men killed. Have you ever killed a man?
Only with my wit. But it's a fair point, as always. He'll be here soon, and I'm looking forward to meeting him.
Well, it's time to meet me. Kick the door in. Who am I shooting? Hi there.
If I may, I am the personal assistant to Lord Pendleton, and one of the senior servants at Pendleton House, as was my father. Now I am entrusted with this house, the home of the
Your
Loyalists.
hands are rather large.
I have never seen the Admiral fail at any venture. If order can be restored to the city of Dunwall, I believe he can do it. If anyone can get your old life back, it's him.
Don't mind me just robbing you.
My furnishings have been installed at last with no small amount of complaint by that antiquated boatman. The others have no idea what it's like to suffer as I have. Speaking of which, Wallace, please breathe 2 bottles of Dunwall Red, never mind which, and fetch a clean glass. I'll be hitting it tomorrow.
Oh, yes, poor you. Oh, poor baby. Oh, it's a long one. My sister Nina and I left Tivia together, saying goodbye to our aunt, who had raised us since childhood. She left a sizable inheritance. We would spend half of it getting to this capital city and establishing a small import shop dedicated to Tyvian furs. I helped Nina establish the business. I was then free to pursue my dream. Signing on with a whaling ship was the most exciting thing I'd ever done. With tears in her eyes, Nina kissed me farewell. As an apprentice to the gaffer, I got to see the tracking and killing of great beasts up close. Oh, nothing had ever fired my spirit so as the wind and pounding waves racing after a wounded whale. I changed more in those first 7 months than I had in the previous 7 years. Whaling was beginning to put its mark on me so that Nina could barely recognize me when I returned. To see her, it's filled with joy. Thank you. While each of the Isles has some form of naval fleet, none is more envied than that of Bristol, with its long, proud history of great ships and the admirals who command them. In times of war and peace, Bristol continues to innovate at sea. The ship design of Anton Sokolov himself now represent the highest standard in the whaling trade, allowing crews to haul their kill up over the deck and begin their butchery and processing, even as the ship returns to Dunwall.
Log entry 1-4.
It's been days since our men were dispatched to stash weapons for Corvo in the old sewer. They have not returned, so I can only hope that they succeeded in getting the packages delivered. Piero spent considerable time and resources making those things. If I could find a way to mass-produce them, the Dunwall Navy would secure its place as the dominant force on the globe. But back to Corvo. Can he actually break out of Coldridge, and if so, will he make his way here? I personally give him odds of 1 in 5.
Seems we've moved to a new phase. Martin's improvisations have borne fruit. The former bodyguard has been freed and is en route to the staging location. Pendleton's voting block and my military connections. All we've lacked is the ability to project lethal force in a controlled manner against the previously inaccessible. To the point, we need a man who can kill the masters for us. Corvo is more than capable of that, I have no doubt. And Bob. This is all. Switch. Switch with the hell with them.
I am now the pub master.
Unless you are otherwise authorized. Violators will be subject to interrogation and detained when necessary. Remember, the boldest measures are the safest.
What will we do with the drunken whaler? What will we do with the drunken whaler? Aha!
Oh my, you startled me. Ah, you could only be Corvo. I suppose you're practicing for your, well, your job? You're much younger than I expected. Do make yourself at home. Terrible you got blamed for the death of the Empress.
I say to you, brothers, it is here that we make our stand as a righteous force against the growing darkness. It is here that we unite against the snares of the unknown that would drag us screaming into the night, never to return to our homes, to our families. Together we will serve as a rod to those who would stray from the herd. For the foggy grey wastes of the outsider, we will burn a bright fire with our virtuous actions, so that others will not lose their way. And to those who choose to wander beyond the walls of our homes in far places, we will strike at them swiftly before they whisper to their neighbors, filling their hearts with strangeness and doubt.
Your spirit. I'm sorry it's so dark. We can't risk being seen. It is a bit romantic, though, isn't it?
Well, okay.
Stay alert and stay loyal.
Ha! Really? Single coins. Gaffer's Tale Volume 2. After more than a quarter of a century, I am done with whaling, too broken to continue. I've seen all the corners of the Isles and made more coin than most men see in a lifetime. It's all gone. I've lived through an emperor and watched his daughter take the throne. Fair young empress she was, but slain so young. I've seen the cliffs around Pandicia, even the best of it doesn't give me an ounce of joy. The years come back across my dreams as a line of butchered bodies, long, sleek, and singing among the waves under the moonlight, only to be speared by ugly, weathered, scarred men who would knife each other for a good pair of boots. Each year I had less time to come home. My tongue forgot the language of small chatter, and those who lived in the cities thought me odd. My sister Nina hardly knew what to say to me during our visits. When she lost her business to the Lord Regent's crooked barrister, I was 100 miles east of Morley, death hand frozen from the sleet, as we tracked the first bull whale we'd seen in months. I helped her as much as I could, but Nina died in the early days of the plague. None of it mattered. If I'm jaded and bitter, it's because this industry has taken away my dreams. The world has beaten me. The shadow of bitter leaf. Finding my way by the feeble light of the dying fire, I saw her working. A large needle moved in her hand, following precise esoteric patterns, knots and loops of seamstress craft from ancient days. Beneath her needle, his body clenched and shuddered, shaking the wooden table. She turned her blank face towards me, resting the needle in his flesh with a refined tone. So you are the lover, I presume. You too have been unfaithful, and it is now your turn to be mended. Well, that's twisted. Lord Nathan Bale, shaking with outrage. How dare you, sir, clothed so in my very home? I should hand you over to the watch to pray Divin. Prince Carousel moving closer. That's a harsh welcome for royalty, my lord. Your daughter treated me with much more hospitality. Oh, she's gone out for the evening, leaving me all alone. Lord Nathan boiled, stammering, studying the younger man before him. What are you doing? Leave this house. Prince Carousel smiling coyly, reaching out. No need for anger between us, Lord Boyle. Is it so wrong for me to be here? I've developed an affinity for you and your family. Oh my god, I saw your skin is warm. It burns. Ooh, someone's reading something naughty. Okay, I think we've got everything other than what's right in here. That's kind of weird that you can explore the entire place without committing to anything. I don't know if they'll start talking.
We can continue this later, Lord Pendleton. The man of the hour is here. Corvo, I'm Admiral Havelock, a true servant of the Empire, like you. Until the Lord Regent purged those of us who wouldn't recognize his claim on the throne.
And I'm Lord Trevor Pendleton. I represent the nobility in our little group. But we all act as equals here at the Hound Pit's pub.
This is a momentous occasion, Corvo. I'm going to come out with it. We've been building a coalition of loyalists, aimed at ending the Lord Regent's tyranny and restoring the throne.
So the
At
admirals
risk
are
of
able to kill people?
execution, we're committed to finding young Lady Emily and seeing her crowned as Empress.
We've got big plans, but we can't do any of it without you. We need your skills, your ability to fight, and in helping us, we're going to help you destroy the men who murdered the Empress.
Sorry, you must be exhausted. We can discuss this further after you've recovered. But before you retire, you should introduce yourself to Piero. He's challenging at times, but his industrious mind buys him that right.
Yes, Piero's as much an artist as a technician. He's going to be crafting the gear you'll need. Go talk to him and then get some sleep. We can talk more when you're rested.
Tartlet? Nom, 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 nom. Okay, let's go check out Piero.
I'll be crafting your weapons and gear. All custom work. For you, I will create the tools of a master assassin.
So this is where we spend our gold.
No! This cannot happen now. The tank of whale oil is running out. Will you get a new tank from upstairs, please, while I hold this in place? Be careful. Oil's unstable. When it explodes, there is a terrible mess.
What? No, thank you.
The dispenser upstairs will provide you with a fresh tank of whale oil. They're heavy, but you are no doubt strong enough to carry one back down here.
One of the advantages of Sokolov's technologies is that they share the same magnetic socket for the tanks of processed whale oil they use as fuel. When a tank is exhausted, another can be plugged into place with ease. This applies to the arc pylon and wall of light security systems, as well as the powered carriages used for transport by those few who are wealthy enough to afford them. A few incidents have occurred, resulting in damage to property or bodily harm whenever one of the tanks has exploded.
Wood.
Okay, so there's a bomb in several places in the city.
Astonishing.
Thank you. What's with the giant circle? Got nothing, dude. Failed experiments. Of course, I've attempted to improve upon Sokolov's designs, and why not? After all, it is likely that his thinking was influenced in some small way by our time together at the Academy. We are all part of a community striving to unknow the mysteries of the cosmos. And further, it is true that many of my experiments have failed. No need to gossip about it behind my back in your social clubs and the very chambers of the Academy itself. Great ambition requires risks. You may laugh now at my door to nowhere, but someday you will not. A few short years ago, you would have laughed at Sokolov's arc pylon or wall of light. Your laughter, your condescending smiles, they are nothing but evidence of your own limited imagination. Commissioned by the Lord Regent in the face of the growing plague crisis, the dead counter is a position that will only be given to officers, usually junior or middle grade. In most matters of edict or curfew enforcement, these officers will defer to the acting officer on duty. However, any dead counter will have command in situations related to the plague and the handling of the dead, including those with late-stage plague symptoms, called weepers. They will be administered in coin and rations.
The Academy teaches that absurd idea that the energy in whale oil arises from the need to maintain life functions at extreme ocean depths. The pressure in the cold are too much to endure without it. I speculate that a human being might, by a process of adaptation, produce high-energy humors in the environment. I could build a tank that would slowly increase pressure on a subject over a long period of time, and observe them for years if need be, to see if the formulation of energetic substances developed.
That one.
Surely the Empress would be able to furnish me with facilities subject to this Amnesty.
Okay, I get new oil tanks there.
Perfect. Now plug it in. Perfect. Thank you, Cole. Here, see? The assassin's mask. You're a wanted man, so everyone in the city knows your face, but this mask will mean terror to them. If you just hold still, the fit must be precise.
No.
There. Can you see normally? Send the lens out of alignment. There. Better now? I could create
don't
more
know.
for you. Upgrades for your gear, weapons, munitions. But our situation here is desperate. Scavenge the city for valuables,
there you
and
go.
I will resell them on the black market. That should give us the money to craft the things you need. Tell me what I can make for you.
Okay, so I can get ammunition. Grenade. I don't know if bone charms are, but they sound cool. Accuracy and range, and I don't know. Here, let's zoom. I'm sure that'll be useful. Guess that's everything.
You must be exhausted.
Yes.
I advise that you get some sleep.
Wouldn't that be
Your life
nice?
will get even more difficult soon. You should rest while you can.
Probably. But I'm gonna look around a little bit more
Very well.
first.
You know best.
That's right.
Let me know if you need anything more.
Okay, how do I actually zoom? I'm also looking for blueprints out in the world. Snakes. Okay, now what don't they want me to see in here? I'm sorry, but I won't be here for the next meeting or ever again for that matter. What happened here was unnatural and makes me sick to recall. Left the result of our labors here for you to keep, but I expect that the wrath will consume it before you return. There's nothing. Dude lied. He's up to nothing.
Yes, very much so, but no need to fear. He is here to work with our masters.
People say he killed the Empress.
Of course he didn't. People are foolish and believe whatever they're told.
Okay. If the Admiral trusts him, then so will I.
Hi there.
Admiral Havelock made it very clear that we aren't to carry lamps outside.
No, go back to whether you can trust me, huh?
Please follow me to your quarters.
I would like to. Betting I can beat you there, though.
You can call on Cecilia for the more menial tasks. It's what she's suited for.
Oh. Roasted.
This is your room. It was chosen to give you privacy. I understand you need your rest.
Okay, guess we're going to sleep with this nasty. Somewhere else. Nom 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 nom. Wasn't that a door? This is not the game I thought it would be. What? Suddenly it's parkour.
Hello, Corvo.
Hi!
Your life has taken a turn, has it not?
Yeah?
The Empress is dead. Her precious daughter Emily is lost somewhere in the
Not
city.
my fault.
And you will play a pivotal role in the days to come.
Well, yeah, obviously.
For this, I have chosen you and drawn you into the void. I am the outsider, and this is my mark. There are forces in the world and beyond the world. Great forces that we call magic.
South Arrow?
And now, these forces will serve your will. Use this newfound power. My gift to you.
Thank
Come
you.
find me.
I found you. Blink. Plus right trigger to execute a fast and stealthy forward dash through the world. Also use it to move upward, but the distance is reduced. Aiming at ledges will allow you to blink forward and climb up. Target your destination with precision. A blue sphere indicates that you should reach your destination. Blue arrow indicates you will climb up when you reach your destination. That's cool. Can I loot in here? Wait, what's blue? Oh, so if I use it too much, it goes down? Or... You cannot save her, you cannot save her, you cannot save her, you cannot save her. I'm not ready for that. Just imagine I did. Yeah, she's gone, I get that. Spiritual remedy. So R for health, T for mana. See, if you use it too much, you lose it. Corvo, I'm very sad. They say that you're dead like Mother, but I'm going to put this note in a bottle and throw it into the river, because I do not believe them. Living here is very strange. I do not like it. Please come for me if you can. So somebody, whoever kidnapped her, Mr. Forehead. Is it twin? So she got caught trying to get a letter out to me. Yeah, so you don't want to use it too much in a row. I gotcha. The Spy Master is angry. I can't kill him. Oh, he's ticked at the whales. Somebody is shooting at people? So they're guards who walk on robot legs near Holger Square in the docks. Why is he shooting flaming incendiary arrows? Oh, because they've got the plague. Okay, you do you, dude. Like, you must save your people. Am I underwater? And the sky is crying. Or peeing.
In the days that follow,
I found
your
you.
trials will be great, Corvo. Seek the ancient runes bearing my mark in the lonely places of your world, and at shrines raised in my name. These runes will grant you powers beyond those of other men.
Cool.
To help you find these runes, I give you this, the heart of a living thing, molded by my hands.
No, thank you.
With this heart, you will hear many secrets, and it will guide you toward my runes, no matter how they may be hidden. Listen to the heart now, and find another rune.
Okay, but wait. People... The heart of defeating. Gripping the heart in your left hand helps you locate bone charms or runes, even through walls. The heart beats and lights up when you are facing a bone charm or rune, and it beats faster as you get closer. The heart will whisper secrets if you press right-click while targeting a person or location. Okay, wait.
This place is the end of all things, and the beginning.
So if I go back, can I hear the secrets of these people back here?
All of time is meaningless here. Neither seconds, nor centuries. Someday this place will devour all the lights in the sky.
Uh-oh. I guess there's no going back. Ha!
The one who walks here is all things. Cradle songs of comfort in bones gnawed by teeth. This is the place from which those who dabble in the black arts draw their power. And this place is their doom. I can feel a great age ending. This place is the end of all things, and the beginning.
Well, that's cryptic.
All of time is meaningless here. Neither seconds, nor centuries.
Is that it? That thing's huge. Oh no, it's just that right there. Okay, so... What's that do for me? Once you've collected some runes, open the journal and go to Powers section to exchange them for powers. I have one rune. You control humans, control animals. Longer distance, see in the dark, see living beings through walls, including their fields of vision. Ooh, that's nice. Slows time, completely stops time for a short duration. You move normally. That's nice. Summons a swarm of rats. Summons a larger swarm of rats. Wind that can push back or knock down enemies and shatter doors. Kill enemies by throwing them into walls and shatter doors. Health is increased. Health regeneration is improved. Build up adrenaline, then trigger brutal melee fatalities. Enables a double attack for adrenaline. Jump height is increased and falling damage reduced. Overall movement speed is increased. That makes sense, because if you can jump higher, you want to be able to survive when you come back down. Unaware enemies who don't see you turn to ash as they die. All enemies turn to ash as they die. Wow. These are powerful. How many runes do you get in a game? I'm in love.
How you use what I have given you falls upon you, as it has
your
upon
powers.
others before you.
Yeah, bunch of
Now
people
I
that killed
return
the
you
queen.
to your world,
The Empress.
but know that I will be watching with great interest.
Hidden in an old bar with another else. Awesome. Well, hello. The personal memoirs of Hiram Burroughs, dated several years earlier. Progress continues on the suppression of gang activity in the distillery district, but more slowly than I expected. The ruffians operate there have been cunning. I'll see their leaders flogged in public. Internally, the Empress does not seem pleased with my investigations. It seems that it is beyond her thinking, against her very nature as a trusting person, to believe that traitors won't move among us. But I know they do, they must. No, Jessie would rather spend her time with the royal protector. At least he's likely to stop any immediate threat to her safety. But a strong arm is not what's needed against those who would undermine us. How will Corvo's sword stop a poisoned wine glass or an explosive delivered by courier? It will not. There are many threats around us. Young Lady Emily is undisciplined, I'm afraid. Here within Dunwall Tower, she receives instruction from the finest tutors known in the Isles. Yet her mother spoils her, and she spends most of her time lost in imagination, wasting her time. Asking Corvo to teach her to fight with wooden sticks, that's smart. The girl might rule the Empire someday. Every moment spent at play is a moment wasted. Fighting with sticks is not a moment of play, though. It is a moment of learning how to defend yourself. Shoring up security for the main gate leading into Dunwall Tower has been another pet project of late. To think that back in his day, Emperor Caldwell left it open to the public during the day, allowing anyone to come and go as they pleased. If it were up to me, I'd seal off access to the streets entirely. The Empress won't hear of it. The Empress also disapproves of my plans for Sokolov devices. Sokolov himself has no interest in security, of course, but he's vain and therefore keen to see his inventions deployed in any fashion. This wall of light he's been tinkering with has promise. At least I was able to convince the Empress to upgrade the pistols carried by the officers of the watch. Perhaps I have been working too hard. Dinner and an evening conversation with a certain lady of refinement might be in order. Wait a second. That's the Royal Spy Master. That's the bad guy. Bone charms provide small supernatural benefits. Locate them by listening for the song they emit. By default, you can activate up to 3 bone charms at once in the bone charms section of the journal. For over a year now, I have lived away from the Abbey, without the company of my overseer brethren or the guidance of the blind sisters of the oracular order. Days have passed with me sleeping in the dens of cutpurses, murderers, and worse. I have taken my meals with killers. My beard has grown long, and I wear the weathered clothing and bits of boiled leather favored by the Bottle Street and Hatter gangs, and by those rough men and women who make their trade knifing others in return for coin. My goal is singular. I must impress the assassin named Dodd in order to get close to him. Of all the practitioners of black magic we have tracked, none concern the Abbey as much as Dodd. It is said that his mother was a witch from one of the archipelagos of the Pandyssian. According to legend, by the time the ship returned, the captain was dead and the witch controlled the crew, with Dodd still shadow in her belly. The earliest stories of a gang killer without mercy moving among the shopkeepers and city watch officers of Dunwall like a reaper through wheat. Then a period of silence followed. Years, we now believe, he spent traveling the Isles, studying anatomy of the occult in the great halls of learning and in hidden basements frequented by fellow dabblers in the forbidden arts. Dodd is even reported to have spent a winter in the Academy of Natural Philosophy itself. All the while he honed his craft. The reports emerged of a dusky-skinned assassin paid by the elite to eliminate their rivals in Dunwall and in the other major cities across the Isles. Those who saw him and lived numbered in the handful, but all of them reported something strange. He appeared and vanished like smoke. From a nearby rooftop he gestured, and a noble woman stumbled from her balcony, falling to her doom on the cobblestones below. Most recently, as this new threat of plague has risen in Dunwall, Dodd has been seen leading a gang of men in dark leather, dressed as factory waiters in their vapor masks. There can be no doubt Dodd is an agent of the outsider and must die, for there is no limit to the evil this man might do. This is my solemn oath and the great purpose of my life. Until Dodd is dead and his corruption has been purged from the world, I will continue to move among the depraved, winding my way toward him. I will not drop my guise or don my overseer's mask again until Dodd breathes no more. Of course, I'll tell you, dearie. I won't keep any secrets from you in the end. All the dreary days of my life are like the windows of a house. From the kitchen, I can see out into the garden where the leaves and stalks are brown and bug-eaten. You can see a little lump of dirt where something was wrapped in a blanket and laid to rest along the rows of twisting vines. The front room looks out into the street where the neighbors are all setting fire to their homes, barricading themselves inside. Warm and snug, dearie. Setting fire to their homes and then barricading inside. Don't forget the bedroom either. It sees into a dreary alley where hooligans are playing a game with an old man. First two are hitting him with sticks and the girl with them is kicking at his dry old ribs. Oh, to have those bones, to boil them in a pot. When I lived there with my husband, we were fine people. There, amore, everyone would say. Your house is as grand as Boyle Manor. Better even. Your dinners are lavish and your parties are the best. When that young Sokolov came to paint my portrait, I was nearly still in my prime. Radiant, he said. He was just barely a man, so young, painting all the best people across the land. I was the only one, dearie, wet with his paint, glistening on the canvas for a pretty coin. It wasn't all parties and paintings. My husband and I weren't always at home, no. We travelled together, he and I, to the far ends of the Isles, beyond even all the way to the red cliffs of Pandysia, to dig in the rock and crawl through the caves, holding up candles and squinting at the walls. Many precious things we came upon. None so precious as the boy with the black eyes, dearie. All those marks and bones, carved so deep and polished so bright. I brought the old bones home, hid them from my dear husband. Then I learned to boil them and carve them myself. They made such good presents, dearie. Little mute boy took them home. He loved them so. All the time he came back with new bones for me, holding them up so I could see it in his eyes. even though his tongue was still. He went so far, all the way to Dunwall Tower, the royal headsman himself now, my little mute boy and his shiny, shiny sword. Better bones were what I needed, you see. Better bones to carve and polish, scrape and clean. Better bones was all. My little mute boy carved in the name of the one with black eyes. After my husband was gone, giving away his birthday gifts, I didn't want to live there anymore. Now I'm old and don't have many to give my presents to. It's sifting through the garbage for granny rags and feeding the little birdies that gather at my feet. No one wants to have tea, dearie. Especially those rude louts on Bottle Street. Slackjaw and his boys, always meddling with an old woman, just trying to make her way. In the end, we'll be together with him. You and me in the dreary night with stars above and below. Always the one with the black eyes, dearie.
Risk of infectious contact. Violators will be taken to the flooded district for treatment.
You want the chin wag on Slackjaw? When he was young, before he got his name? Oh, he's got cool head now. They weren't always like that in the days before he was boss of the Bottle Street gang. Time was young Slackjaw wasn't such a reasonable man. Like most of us, he grew up on the streets, running with a pack of ragamuffins and avoiding the law, pinching whatever. As hard as it was on the streets, as hungry as we all got, at least we was free. By the time we weren't little uns anymore, Slackjaw was one to watch, usually calling the shots when we took down a farmer's cart or a sidewalk street vendor. Most of us went along, because we learned fast that we made out better like that. More food, more coin. Plus, none of us wanted to deal with Slackjaw when he was in a rage. He worked on a couple of big jobs with Black Sally across town. That was enough to get the attention of the old bosses. He wasn't just a street kid anymore. Now he was an up-and-comer who meant trouble. Another guy who fancied himself as much as Mike the Fish was working his way up running the protection racket along with the factory with it. One fine evening, we were all taking a body show in a theater house. Mike the Fish and his lot are there in the cheap seats, too, just down the aisle from us. Mike gets a wild idea. He wasn't big on planning. He throws a heavy ceramic spittoon at Slackjaw, hits him square in the face, breaks his jaw. We look to see if there's going to be a blood brawl. Slackjaw just points at the door and we all leave, with Mike laughing at our backs. Waking up the next day without telling us why, Slackjaw motions for us all to follow. He still can't say a word, so we just come along. We stop at the docks and Slackjaw buys, actually pays coin for it, a heavy chain covered in hooks. It's for fishing in the deep, something you'd attach to a long line off the side of a ship. About 4 feet in thick links, and there are shark hooks coming off it. Not sure how he knew where Mike the Fish was staying. But when we reached his girl's house, Slackjaw throws a bottle through the window just like that. It's almost noon. Bunch of screaming inside, and Mike pokes his head out, looking wide-eyed and baffled. When he sees Slackjaw out in the street, a look comes over his face and still gives me the willies. Pure murder. Mike comes out the side door, bellowing like a blood ox, holding the cleaver, heading straight for Slackjaw. When they come together in the street, Slackjaw spins and the shark hooks bite deep into Mike's arm and shoulder. He screams, but Slackjaw holds onto the chain. He's standing there with his jaw broken, clenched tight, with the chain wrapped around his left arm, hook sunk into Mike the Fish, just knifing him as fast as he can. Mike couldn't fight very well, hooked like that, and using his left hand, but he was a big guy and it took a lot of stabbing before he went to his knees. Everyone was cheering at first, but then we all went quiet. It just kept going and going until finally it was just Mike the Fish blubbering, crying like a baby, and the sound of Slackjaw's knife. When it was over, and here's the brilliant part, Slackjaw took out a note and stuck to Mike's face with a nail. It just said, "If you want a job, come to Bottle Street." Slackjaw didn't talk right for a couple months, but word spread fast. By the end of the year, once we had a sizable gang going, he sent out letters to the other bosses, telling them he was running a brand new crew over on Bottle Street. Most of them laughed or beat up the guys who delivered the letters. Green-eyed Trish even came back missing a thumb. Mary Slackjaw was expecting that kind of reaction and had a backup plan. A week later, 4 of the bosses were dead. It seemed like a series of unfortunate events. But everyone knew better. One shot dead by the watch while standing in the middle of a meat market. Another slipping and falling in the water out cold. One of the older bosses found in bed with his belly opened wide and a Tivian pear stuffed in his mouth. So I'm not sure what that meant. And Sheila Barnsworth was found bubbling in a cauldron of hot wax. Slackjaw sent out another set of letters, offers to the underbosses, telling them they'd be treated fair as peers. He even sent Green-eyed Trish with one of the letters. All of the underbosses accepted this time. After spilling the guts of his main competition, Slackjaw went in for stabilizing his business. Real neat-like, calling in favors, smoothing things over, giving everyone a little bit of coin or drink as a bonus, showing what he could be like as a boss. So everything got quiet, which always makes the boys of the City Watch nervous. Well, word went out among the Royal Spy Master snitches, the responsible citizens group they called themselves, telling everyone working in a shop or sweeping off the front steps of their homes, keep a watchful eye for Slackjaw and his men, suss out what they were up to and whatnot. Slackjaw ain't stupid, though. He greased a few palms among the shopkeepers and the watch, too, telling them that he was in town to stay. Things would be run properly from now on, without so much blood. He was finally a real boss. Gentleman of the night, if you take my meaning. Then the plague came. First it seemed like a good thing. Few people got sick and everyone wanted to buy those potions from Sokolov or Piero. Health elixir, spiritual remedy, they call them. Slackjaw told me he saw an opportunity. He already had an old whiskey factory with a still. He could water the stuff down and sell it at discount like. Doing the same with Sokolov's elixir was a smart plan. Pretty soon everybody in the slums was sick and business was good. After a while there were so many people down with plague that everyone got scared. Everyone started acting real nasty and everything fell apart. When people can't work, they don't have the coin for elixir, watered down or pure. When the Empress died, it seemed like Dunwall was sliding to the void. Spy Master Burroughs took over and the Watch started using all that new Sokolov technology. Watchtowers, tall boys, and then arc pylons. They put up a wall of light across the Clavering Boulevard, cracked down hard. But Slackjaw surprised us again. Instead of leaving town on a boat, bound for Morley or one of the other isles, he stayed and kept it all together. We get as much elixir to fight off the plague as the City Watch, with their taxes and rations. That's kept us alive so far. Well, hello there.
Should I clear space?
Somewhere in the basement, if you like. But Hound kills Hound. Why? And he doesn't change his stance anymore, but that's what he says. He says he was in the Navy too long. Can you believe it?
Oh.
That pile of wood out there? It's a hovel he built for an old railroad. Where does Admiral Havelock find these people, I wonder?
Such laughter, and they're singing the old songs, linking arms. But that was from a happier time.
Well, hello.
Deals are made here, sometimes under the influence of wine.
Play your way. Powers you obtain from runes can be used creatively to defeat enemies or move through the environment. Blink from roof to roof, possess rats and fish or slow time before rushing to prove enemies.
And sometimes, the influence is the point of a knife. Before the sun rises, they toss any casualties into the river. Men or hound, they all go in.
What? Oh, the stupid fish. You. Hey, Samuel. There we go. J for journal. Let's get dark vision. Because that seems cool. See their fields of view as well as a visual representation of the sounds you make. Level 2 shows you important items through walls like security devices, weapons, ammo, coins, keys, or traps. Ooh, we're going for that. Need one more room. Okay, so I can activate 10 bone charms. Holy crap. Okay. Again, my middle mouse button is not working. Nice. Oh yeah, this seems awesome. Oh, sweet.
Havelock stopped in earlier, but I forgot what he wanted. He's waiting to see you. What can I do for you?
And you can buy runes from him? Get that, and I think that's all I want right now. Sure. Do those. That'd be good for now. Okay, hold up, now I got another rune. I feel like jumping height and reducing fall damage would be smart. But being able to see coins and stuff, that would make life easy. Let's go for this one. Oh, heck yeah! It's like a double jump.
They top off the wine with river water, but eventually someone swoons. Then fresh bottles are fetched from the cellars. The other servants don't like her.
Oh.
Work is never done for the lowly servant.
Okay, the heart, that's actually kind of cool.
Their fate rests on your effort, on the strength of your hands, and of your heart. Each and every night, the black-eyed outsider visits upon Piero's dreams. He is Piero Joplin. Even now, he visualizes the next invention. Astonishing. I wish you could see it too. They stood in a circle around the candles and cut their hands to form their alliance. The blood hissed as it touched the flames. The conspirators have found a safe home here. They take great care that they are not followed.
Okay, this is awesome. Very cool element to add to this game. I love it. I am concerned. I'm curious as to why he gave his powers to the other group as well. Unless he can't control that. The outsider, I mean. As it is though, let's go ahead and call it here. Thank you for watching, y'all. Join me next time as we figure out what in the world is going on in this game. You have a wonderful week. Peace out, y'all.
The ale is sweetened with honey to hide the taste of river wine.